Hello? Can you hear me? Can we get a round of applause for my amazing and definitely not awkwardly silent welcome back live stream? Woo! Yeah! Always gotta love the tech to just shit the bed and for me to mess it up. This was my first live stream back after a while and I bottled it. Hell yes. Let's go, people. That was awesome. I am dying on the inside. Woo! I'll basically just say again what I said. But basically I just said, if you're new here, my name is Sam. I go by Samster on this channel. I make animated short films about your favorite franchises with a sprinkle of original concepts here and there. And basically, sound is back. Good to hear. Good to hear. Thank you, Neil. You are a legend. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Sam. I go by Samster. Basically on this channel, I like to just kind of experiment with different kind of styles of filmmaking because I just like making movies. I like telling stories specifically through movies. That's kind of the thing that I like to do. I've always been fascinated by movies. So today we are going to be making another mini short film based off of the OUTLAST series that I'm sure some of you have at least heard of. If you haven't, I recommend playing it. It's not that scary, I promise. No, but it's pretty awesome. It's been around for a while. It's pretty much the iconic night vision, you know, running and hiding kind of style horror game. I know they have been recently, all the hype's been around their multiplayer game because their first 3 games, I think, in the Outlast world were single player, and now you can play with your friends and all get scared together, which is awesome. But we're going to be specifically focusing on the first game, which is personally my favorite, is the first game. Maybe it's just because that was my first exposure to it, so nostalgia winning again. But yeah, we're just going to be working on a kind of POV found footage kind of style mini short film to emulate the game and the way that you play the game. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's just going to be one of those things that is going to be a fun watch for people. And the reason for that is because it is a mini short film. It's part of a series of mini short films that I'm working on, because I don't want to disappear for 6 months and you guys not get anything for 6 months and then I release something, right? I want to be able to continue experimenting on smaller projects where if things don't work out, if it doesn't perform well, if people don't like it, or I'm not happy with the quality of it, it's not something that it's like, that's fine, we just move on to the next one, whilst still working on the larger projects. And speaking of larger projects, my most recent large project, We Few Survivors, it's pretty insane what you guys have done. Oh, where's my face? There I am. Hang on. Sorry. Let me fix this. I'm a professional. I promise. I am a professional. Professional. Alright. Nope. Professional. Yeah. Speaking of We Few Survivors, 341k views, guys. Thank you. That's all thanks to you guys and all the love that you guys have been showing to this project. It's really exciting seeing how much love this project has gotten, especially because of how hard it was to make. So it's really exciting, and we might have something to talk about pretty soon regarding this storyline, I guess you could call it. Anyway, enough rambling. We're going to be doing something similar to this. I'm sure you guys have all seen this video. If you haven't, I recommend watching Markiplier's playthrough. It is nostalgia. That's basically the best way I can describe it. It's just nostalgia. But this is basically what we're going to be going for. Is this just horribly terrifying kind of style of point of view in this abandoned asylum, trying to figure out your way through, going between night vision and non-night vision. And basically what the concept is going to be, which is rather simple, is we're going to have the character enter through the front door of the asylum, kind of look around at the main area from the first game, where it has like receive the gospel or something painted in red human. I don't know if I can say the B word, so I'm just going to say in red human liquid. I'm new to this YouTube thing, so I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not say. My eyes look insane right now. You see my eyelids right now? What's going on there? I need to sleep more. Anyway, but we're basically going to... He's going to enter the asylum, kind of look around, be a bit confused by how the place is just abandoned, go to walk down a hallway, hears something behind him, turns around, there's an inmate that is now chasing him. He'll run into a little room, he'll hide under like a desk or something. The character will come in. At that point, we're in full night vision. Character kind of looks around, trying to see if the guy's there, turns around, leaves. Guy gets up, goes to leave, goes to go through a door, doors are locked, lights go out, hears a noise behind him, turns around, inmates just sprinting right at him, and that's the end of the piece. So nothing crazy, but I think it's going to be fun to just start working on that POV animation, right? Because the reason why I'm making this one POV is for two reasons. Number one, the game is POV and it just aligns well with the style of this story. Number two, it's easier. It means I only have to worry about animating one humanoid character, and that is the inmate, which I will do some mocap another time for that character specifically. Today we're just going to focus on animating the camera. So I'm going to stop rambling because I'm seeing people are leaving because they're probably getting fed up because I'm not getting on with it as I do. So let's get right into it. So this is the environment. It's pretty cool. I could just straight up lie and tell you that I worked really hard on this. I did not. This is a completely pre-made environment that someone very talented, more talented than me, made in Unreal Engine and put on sale on the Fab website. And so I was like, hell yeah, let's use this thing. I have adjusted things. I've adjusted the lighting. I've added, I'm not sure how visible it is on your screen, guys, but there's like these little lens dirt elements that get highlighted when we look at lights. So essentially what our character will do is he'll come through... Yeah, so character will come through here. Come through this door. Into this area. See that there's kind of no one here. Maybe I'll do some additional shots here. Like, where is everyone? Everything's empty. Just very creepy ambience, like building that tension. And then come around here. I might have like a light flicker, which then causes the character to kind of turn and do this. Be like, oh, what's down there? Then here's something behind them. Turns around, and there's going to be just a guy standing here, an inmate, some sort of patient standing here, going to run at him. He will then run this way, crash through the door here, look around. Where can I hide? Where can I hide? If I go into unlit mode now so that you guys can see, so runs through here, goes, where can I hide? Where can I hide? There's nowhere to hide. Turns on night vision of the camera, sees that, oh, I can run around here and hide under here. And what was always terrifying in the game was this little gap, because it meant that you could see people coming through. So at that point, the character will then like bash down the door, kind of come in, look around, not see anyone, maybe do some weird scratching on the face or something, turn around, turn to leave, and go back down the hallway. Our character then will get up, look right. Oh, there's no one there. Look left. Oh, exit. Great, that's what I want. They're going to go to the exit. They're going to try and open this. It's not going to open. The remaining lights, if I go back into lit mode, the remaining lights at this point will then go out, and you'll hear a noise. He'll turn on his night vision. He'll slowly turn around, and there'll be just the cat. Basically, we'll just hear footsteps, like really rapid footsteps of running, and then just they come into the range of the night vision, and you just see the inmate running right at him, and that will be the end. And so what we'll probably do is just separate this into 3 or 4 sections, I reckon. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be working on today. If at any point you guys want to ask any questions or just make any comments in general, it doesn't have to be related to this. It doesn't have to be VFX related. This kind of the point of these live streams is just for us to hang out and people to see a side of me that they might not see in the traditional films or behind the scenes videos, of just me kind of chilling in my bedroom making this stuff, because that's all it really is. You know, I've had the privilege to work in some pretty cool places, but ultimately I'm always coming back here and working on it inside of Unreal Engine by myself. So it's all, you know, anyone can do this. You just got to put in the time to learn the software, and then commit time as well. Which is hard, I know. Like, I've got a full-time job, and it's tough balancing that and this. Okay, so now that I've taken you guys through kind of the idea of it, let's start with the first part, shall we? Oh, interesting. So no, I kind of only recently came up with the idea of oh, I see. Okay, well, we can't have them come through the door then, because the door is all one solid mesh. So we'll just start here. That's fine. Okay. So we've got this POV POV OUTLAST. So let's first off, let's correct that. POV OUTLAST. Nice. Well done, Sam. Professional. Okay, and we're going to call this, we're going to just rename this. We'll duplicate a backup just in case we want to go back to this, which just the camera, in case this gets too messy. But let's rename this part 1. Where's our camera? This is where our camera is. So let's bring our camera over here. Now, I wanna, what I might do is bring in, because like I want to make sure that we stay the correct height. Basically, I don't want the person to feel too tall, I don't want the person to feel too short. So what I might do is get our mannequin, there we go. Wait, what is the difference between these? Is one taller, one shorter? Let's see. But basically, I'm going to use this just to... No, they're the exact same height, so it doesn't matter. Cool. Okay, so let's just turn this guy here, and we're just going to make sure that the camera is the correct height. And I mean, we've kind of got it right. I might make it a little taller. Something like that. Although, because it's a handheld camera, we can get away with it being a little shorter than it's supposed to. Okay. So this is the first part. Okay. So something that's quite cool about this is in Unreal Engine, you can kind of just free fly around. So I can kind of just do this and imagine this first, I reckon this first section will make it 10 seconds long. For now, we might refine this, might make it longer, might make it shorter. But let's just start with this. For now, we've got a first keyframe. If we turn on this button right here with the key, now automatic keyframes are on. So if I move the camera, you will see another red keyframe appear here. Nice. So now, if I hit play, you can see the camera is moving. But it's moving way too slow. So we need our character to move a little further, right? But the point of this first is that where is the beginning of our character's movement and where is the end of our character's movement? So probably about here. So let's see what that looks like. Not bad. Gives us time to animate the camera looking around, right? Now, we're going to add an additional layer. So you come down to your transform, you hit plus, you hit additive. We're going to put a keyframe in here because I want the character to eventually look back over here. I also like the character starting off kind of looking ahead. So now if we hit play and then kind of do this. So now starting to look like someone walking around, right? A little bit. It's a little too smooth right now. Can you add a link to the deserted room you're using when you get time, please? Yeah, sure. For sure. I can do that right now. All right. Let me just find it. There it is. Copy. Let me find the stream and paste this into the stream. All right. There we go. I just pasted it. So that should take you to it. Do let me know if it doesn't, but that should take you there. It's a very cool environment. It's kind of crazy that someone recreated this. So my main criticism... Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. All right, so my first issue right now looking at this is that it doesn't feel like someone is holding this, right? It doesn't feel like someone is turning and looking. It's too smooth, and humans are erratic, right? If I hold my hand out, you can see, even if I try my hardest to keep it still, it still moves. It's still little twitches, right? Our movement is erratic. So we need to add that into our animation first, right? We are going to add some camera shake later on to push this. Link works a treat. Amazing. Glad to hear it. But we need to add that kind of movement first, and then we can add our camera shake, okay? So if we go back into this, we look at this environment. So I'm like, okay, this bit I don't mind being a little slower. I think here should be a bit faster. I think here should be a bit faster. Okay, this is a little better. Still though, I'm like, could be better. Alright, so I'm just gonna refine. Okay, we're starting to get a bit more of that. This opening bit, we're going to make this a little longer. All right, we're going to make this a little longer. I think I'm gonna have him move forward a bit as well. Oh, wrong one. Nice. Because again, for someone to perfectly stand still, that feels unnatural. Because we can't. Physically, we can't stand. I mean, you saw me trying to do this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm going through withdrawal. Who knows? I don't know. Okay. That was a bad joke. I apologize. Okay. We're going to add some camera shake now. So this kind of looks cool. I feel like this is a person looking around an environment. But there's none of that natural camera shake yet, right? Still don't. That feels. Okay, let's add some camera shake. Well, first, in order to add camera shake inside of Unreal Engine, you have to create your camera shake, okay? So we are going to create a folder, a subfolder. I'm going to call it camera shake. All right, we're going to go in here. We're going to create a blueprint class. And we are going to type in camera shake. And we're going to find this one, camera shake base. And we're going to select it. And we're going to call this hand held walking. All right. And we're going to open this guy up. First off, it looks like this. Don't worry. You just close it. And then you reopen it. I don't know why. But yeah. Just you open it once, you close it, and then you reopen it. Now we're in here. So we need to click this drop down and click Perlin Noise. Click compile, and now we have all of our different things here. All right, we have timing, which is going to dictate how much this kind of crossfades in and out. I'm going to put the duration at 60. If you want it to be infinite, you can put it as 0, and then that camera shake will last forever. My only issue with that is that it doesn't allow you to use these, blend in and blend out. And because our character is going to be walking and then stopping, the camera shake has to change accordingly. So I'm just going to make this something quite long, like 60. And then that means that I can put in like blend out. I can put like 0.5 for now. I don't need a blend in because it's just going to be there. So that's going to affect the... Oh, sorry. I whacked my camera and muted myself at the same time. Can we get another round of applause for audio issues? Woo! Oh, mate. I'm a professional, I promise. Okay. So, we're now going to focus on this here, which is rotation. So we've got amplitude. This affects how intense your camera shake is. Rotation frequency. This affects how quickly it is. So if I put these both up to like 100, our camera would just be doing this like crazy, which is not what we want. We want something subtle, okay? But we do want it to be frequent because, again, humans are not smooth, right? When we walk, like, I know nowadays, like with iPhones and the stabilizing that they do, footage is quite smooth. But if you go back a few years before a stabilizer existed inside phone cameras, just look how jittery the footage is, right? There is no stabilization, and you can tell it's being held by a person. And that's what makes the CG and animation incredibly convincing when you do this. That's why we need to get this right. So I'm going to start with just something subtle. So I think let's start with 0.4 and let's put this at 1.5, and we're going to do the same here. But we are going to zero. We'll leave it like that, and we'll just see what it looks like. We can play with it further if we don't like it. So you come to your camera components, you click plus, you come up here to camera shake, and look, there it is, handheld walking. Now this is why you need to name all of your camera shakes appropriately, so that when you click on this and you see that drop down, you know what each one has been designed to emulate, so that you can then use them appropriately. So I click on it. Nice. Here we go. We've got our camera shake. So let's see what it does. Is it doing anything? It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Is it doing anything? Am I going crazy? It is doing something. It's just incredibly subtle. Let's bring this back up to 1. Let's just see what that does. Ooh. It's not affecting it. Interesting. Why isn't it affecting it? Is it because I'm using a blueprint camera? It might be because I'm using a blueprint camera. Because with the night vision effect, I had to create a blueprint version of a camera in order for the night vision effect that I bought to work. But that might now be messing with the traditional way of doing camera shake. So I'm just seeing if there is a quick fix. Otherwise, we might need to bring in a different camera for this bit. This could be an issue. What happens if I hit simulate? it doesn't. Okay, strange. Alright, let's figure out why that's happening then, eh? Let's figure out why you aren't doing this. That is, yeah, that's the camera component. Inside of... Let me find my camera. Let's filter. Blueprint. Okay, this is our night vision camera. I'm just curious. Why is there two? Right now. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, good. I'm glad I was able to figure that out. So what I'll show you guys what I had done wrong. I had accidentally, because this is the blueprint for our camera. This is what's telling it that when I render, I want you to put the night vision effect on, please. That's what I'm telling it to do. But the issue is I had the wrong camera component. I had the wrong one plugged in here. I had a different one called Cine Camera just plugged in there, and so it's only referencing that. So anything we do, whether it's focal length, depth of field, camera shake, it wasn't going to be applied to our camera because it's not referencing the correct camera component. So there was that duplicate. There was one called Cine Camera here, so I deleted Cine Camera and I just click and drag and dropped this, plugged this in, compiled, and now it works. Which means we can now adjust this more appropriately. Don't worry if that confuses you. I'm just as confused. I do not like blueprints. It's kind of funny. I get comments a lot on my stuff because I use Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine is a game engine, right? And so I get a lot of comments saying, oh, please make a game, please make a game, please make a game. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, guys, but like, I do not get blueprints. I do not understand coding at all. Whenever I do get something right when it comes to blueprints or coding, it's pure luck. It is not something that I've done and figured out myself. Or it's that I've followed some tutorials step by step. So for now, I'm going to stick to just making films inside of Unreal Engine. Okay, nice. So let's see what this camera shake does if we put it like here. So, see what I mean? Like, it feels like the camera's doing this, which isn't what we want, because that's not what, when you walk with a camera, that's not what typically happens, right? So, we're going to reduce the amplitude of the rotation. We had it at 1.5, so I've dropped it to 1. We're also going to look at pitch, yaw, and roll. These are what control which way the camera is rotating. So roll is this motion, pitch is this motion, and yaw is this motion. Okay? So we're going to reduce our yaw and roll quite substantially. so that we can only see it really affect our pitch. We're also going to reduce this and this so that our Z, which is our up and down movement, is more prominent, because when we're walking, there's a bit more of this kind of, which means there's a bit more of this kind of movement. There's still other movement, right? We're not completely rigid of up and down, but that is usually the dominant movement that we see. So it's looking a little better. It's a little subtle, however, and it's not jittery enough. So I'm going to up the frequency. I'm going to up the amplitude. I'm going to see what that does. I'm just going to like push it a little and see if that's too much. That's looking better. Look, that feels... But at this point, right, so it's kind of over the span of a few seconds. So let's change our blend out time. Let's increase that quite a lot. Yeah. Let's increase it to something like 3 seconds. Nice. That feels better. Let's set this to repeat so it just loops. Feels good. That feels better. Now I'm going to go back and adjust our animation. Okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to adjust our animation just a little, because I think there's some things that we can improve here. So this bit, I want him to... I want him to look down a bit more. And then here, looks pretty cool. Now we need to add a keyframe with our focal length. Extend this. And so it's like you guys. And you guys like, what? Proclaim the gospel? What does that mean? Okay. Is this working? No, it's not. Why is this not working? Depth of field is working. Okay, depth of field is working. That's fine. Why isn't focal length working? Oh, I understand now. Because this, I had max focal length at 15. So even though I had a keyframe, it's nice. Cool. Okay. Let's have a look at our animation now. Looks pretty good. He's looking around, looking down. pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. The only issue now is when he stops, there's like no camera shake anymore. So what do we need to do? Well, rather than going through the whole issue of, you know, finding another blueprint, closing it, reopening, all that, let's just duplicate handheld walking and change it to handheld idle. I'm going to put an underscore there so it's easier to read. There we go. Handheld underscore idle. And for this one, it's going to be pretty much the same stuff, except the frequency and amplitude. We're gonna reduce it. So we're gonna lower the amplitude of the rotation to 1 from 1.5, and we're gonna reduce the frequency of rotation from 2 to 1.5. And then we are going to. I actually like the frequency. I actually do like the frequency. The frequency isn't the. Well, hang on. Let me stick to my guns, and we'll see. What we're gonna do is blend in time is gonna be 3 seconds, and blend out time. We'll leave it at 3 seconds for now. We might change it though. Okay. Let's add another handshake. Another one. Sorry. Another bad joke. Another bad joke. Let's add another camera shake. Why won't it let me add another? Can I not have... Ooh! Can I not have another camera shake? Okay, so it's let me add camera shake, but it won't let me. Oh, there we go. Why was it being so funny? That was so weird. Okay. I still think it's a little too much. Still a little too much. So that's It's more the rotation I have an issue with. So 0.8 and 1.2. See what that does. That's pretty good. I like how that looks. Nice. Alright. I think that's our first shot. Pretty happy with how that looks. Again, we're not really doing too much to the environment. What's the gospel? Oh. In the game? I didn't put this is an environment based off of a game. So I think it's meant to be just a cheap horror thing rather than actually being the truth, you know? Which is what the character's gonna say. I'm gonna do some VO here where he just goes, what the hell do you mean? Because it was always a weird part of the game when they put that there. I was like, okay. So yeah, it's like, I think there's just a patient that believes he's like a prophet and he just talks random stuff that has nothing to do with the actual gospel. It's, to be honest, it's my least favorite part of the game because it's just like a cheap horror trope, you know. I find this opening bit more interesting when the character walks into the environment and it's like just empty. You heard that word before? Ah, yeah, interesting. Funny that you should hear that one. I would have never expected in your profession you would have heard of that word. Wow. Thank you for being so honest. Nice. Okay. Alright. So that's now that we're kind of happy with this, let's duplicate this and make Outlast Part 2. And for this one, oh, wait, is that why? Is that why it looked weird at the end? Garrett Studio says, holy beanage, I love Outlast, favorite horror game back in the day, right up there with the Slender Man. Yeah, I mean, it just makes me think of PewDiePie, all those games, you know. That's basically what where did I get the environment from? If you scroll up in the chat, it's not a super long chat, so it shouldn't take you too long. There's a link that I've posted in the chat that will take you to the website where I found it. Someone made it. Someone made it in Unreal Engine, so it's pretty cool. So we're just animating some POV style found footage stuff. This is not what the final look will be. There will be stuff in DaVinci that we will apply to it to make it look even more realistic, but this is just out of the box what it is currently looking like. No worries, man. I didn't make the environment. It was some pretty... It is this guy, Daniel Diachin. Really sorry, Diachin, if I am mispronouncing your name. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the whole first level environment. So... yeah, pretty much like just designed as is, everything. Pretty cool. Oh boy, what's happened? Unreal froze? Or is it doing an auto? It might be doing an auto save, to be fair. It does this sometimes when I go on another browser. Yeah, it was auto saving. It does that I hate the auto save in Unreal Engine. It's so damn annoying. There must be a way I can turn it off. Or at least a way I can slow it down, because it is insane how quickly. Is there an option to space out autosave? No. I have been getting into ripping 3D assets from the games I have in my library. Quite fun extracting Unreal Engine 4 game assets. I bet you could figure that out and get any environment from Outlast saved out. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never done that before. I mean, I was just saying earlier that I'm not great at the coding stuff. So, yeah. Like, I know people that do that, and they can just extract really nice assets from a game, and then they're able to use that and stuff. But I've never been able to wrap my head around how you would even begin to do that. So, maybe sometime, but right now I don't think I have the skills for it, I'm afraid. All right, let's do another animation, and this one's going to be a little more simple. But for this one, our character is just going to come over here, kind of stop here, kind of look around and see that like no one is here. Okay, that's pretty much it. So let's block it out. So get about the height right. First keyframe, put it in. Let's do this. Let's see how fast is that. That's a little too fast. Nice. Okay, let's have a look at our camera shake. Let's do this. No, it's gonna happen a lot sooner, isn't it? Oops. I love the see all these nice little atmospherics as well. Nice. Okay. So for this bit, I think we'll kind of go in. End it about there. Okay, we're going to add a keyframe at the end, and we're just going to move our character a little bit this way. So it looks like they're kind of carefully moving around. And then we're going to add an additive layer. That's going to allow us to add animation on top of this. So we're going to add a keyframe here, and we're going to add a keyframe here. And that basically means that now over here and before, our keyframes are not going to get affected. And so we can do whatever we want in between these two keyframes on this additional layer, and it will only affect this area. And this bit won't get affected because I'm happy with how this kind of works, right? It's just this bit. Nice. Looking pretty good. And because we're able to blend, if you guys watched earlier in the live stream, if you haven't, no worries, because this will go up on the channel, so you can always rewatch it. We're using our walking camera shake and then our idle camera shake, and we're slowly blending from one to the other as our character slows down, and that allows us to have a bit more of that realistic jitter to the camera. Still feels a little smooth, which is like, it's pleasing, but I don't know if it's how a person would actually move, you know? I'm questioning it. Extend this a little. Bring this out. Oh, that's the focal length. I was like, what's going on here about that? What could be kind of cool is he's doing this, walks in, he's like, hello? Anybody there? Where did everyone go? And then kind of hears a noise and kind of looks over there, maybe, like looks to this door. And then the camera cuts off, because realistically, if we were a real person and you're filming and you hear a crash, I don't know about you, but I'm turning that camera off, because I'm not focusing on whether I'm getting a good shot or not. I just want to be like, what was that noise? Look at it. It's trying to autosave. It's been 5 minutes. Calm down. I don't need an autosave every 5 minutes. Epic Games, man. Calm down. It's particularly annoying because sometimes you'll be mid doing something and then it auto saves, and because especially for me, the projects that I work on are huge, right? It's a lot of data, so it takes a while to save, and so I just end up not being able to do anything for a whole minute just waiting for it to save. It's very frustrating. Pretty happy with that. So that's 2 sequences already. 2 sequences. Now, if you guys were not here earlier, you would have known that. If you guys were not here, no, wait, how am I? If you weren't here earlier, you will not know that the idea is comes in, does that, goes here. Then I was gonna have them kind of look at this, and then look that way, look this way, go this way, then here's a noise, turns around, and I'm gonna have I go unlit mode so it's a little easier for you guys to see, and then I was gonna have a patient here just standing there going hi, which causes our character to then turn and run just like in the game. I was going to have him do the look over the shoulder as he's running, which is, classic from the game. Then I was going to have him come in here shut the door. Look around. Where do I hide? Where do I hide? I don't know where to hide. Go under here. Hide. Character is... Oh, what's going on? There we go. Character breaks down door, comes in, kind of looks around, doesn't see him, leaves, gets out, looks left and right, left and right, right and left, sees no one, goes, oh, exit, goes to leave, can't leave, lights go out, turns around, person charges at them, and they get died. It's a good question. I'm not sure. I've had a look around to try and disable it, and maybe I'm just dumb and I can't find it, but I might look into it later today off stream because it is annoying. Like I don't mind it, but it's like the fact that it happens like every 60 seconds. It's like, dude, I don't need an autosave every 60 seconds. Like, give it like autosave every 10 minutes. That's fair, right? That's actually useful. Because sometimes you can get really into something and you forget to save for like 20 minutes. So an auto save in the middle of that can be useful because at least if there's a crash, you've got half your work still. But when it's like constant, it does interrupt the workflow. At least I find. Maybe some people don't mind it at all. But yeah, that's kind of what the rest of it's going to be. The only issue is I haven't got a final design for my patient, the mental patient. I have been working on him. Let's see, where is he? There he is. So I have been working on him. He looks a little weird right now. And I can't really do any animation until I've shot the mocap for him, which I'm going to do very soon. I just need to find the right evening, I guess, to do it. I might look into trying to do it this coming week. However, I am away next weekend, so I will not be able to live stream next weekend, but the following weekend, absolutely, you know? So we'll see how this goes. It's been tricky trying to juggle things, but yeah, I'm trying to make him look demented, a little, like, violent. I think this guy, like, if I saw this guy on a dark street, I would definitely cross the road. You know what I mean? Like, I'm basically just, I don't want him to look, like, cliche crazy. But I just want him to, like, even with a neutral expression, there's just something uncomfortable about him. So I'm trying to make him look a little deranged. So I've added quite a lot of red in his eyes. I've tried to, like, make his skin complexion and his ears and just the face of his head. I've tried to make it feel a bit rugged and a bit concerning, I guess. By the way, this new Unreal Engine MetaHuman thing is awesome. The way, I'm not sure if you guys have played around with it, but it is awesome how you can just play around with all the different stuff, and it will shrink wrap the clothing to it. I have not got clothing for him yet, although if I go here and then MetaHumans, there's a really good guy that I've been using a lot. This is wild, by the way, that people are just selling MetaHumans now. Like, making a MetaHuman is very easy. Like, it's like Sims. It's not hard, and yet people are like selling MetaHumans. It's like sleazy, man. It's sketchy. Don't buy these, okay? There is no reason to buy a MetaHuman. You can make one in 10 minutes by yourself, okay? Don't let people who have a slightly bit more of knowledge than you convince you that you need to pay them to get it, because there's no. You don't need it. Anyway, getting off track. So this guy, amazing designer for clothing, specifically parametric metahuman clothing. What does that mean? That means that my character's proportions and head and everything, just every aspect of him in terms of scale and proportions, can be whatever I want. And this clothing will shrink wrap to him. It's not like the old metahumans where you only had 3 body types and you couldn't use any other body type, because if you used any other body type, none of the clothing would fit because the clothing was only for those 3. Well, now we've got parametric clothing which shrink wraps to whatever your character looks like, which is awesome. So he has got a really cool, here it is, hospital gown clothing. I haven't bought it yet because I'm waiting for payday from my job. Excuse me. And then I will get it. And I'm basically going to use this. And then I found a really cool tutorial on how to simulate clothing on metahumans. So I'm just thinking that like from here down, I can simulate. I mean, I might even try and simulate the whole thing. I don't know. Like, I'm currently working on quite a big project, and it would be cool to go into that knowing I can simulate all the clothing really nicely, because I feel like simulations is the main thing that is missing from a lot of my projects, because I'm not a simulator. I'm an animator slash I'm a 3D generalist. So I animate, I do 3D models, I texture, I light, I, you know, all that stuff, you know. But simulations is the one thing that I struggle with, because it's a lot more technical and there's a lot more maths in it, and I hate maths. So but I found some pretty useful tutorials that I think can help teach me how to turn this into a moving physical asset that can dynamically move with any kind of mocap that I put on it. So I'm thinking I'm going to shoot some mocap either this week or next week. And then I'm going to, in our next live stream, basically start putting that on this guy. I'll probably in my own time figure out how to do the simulation stuff, and then I'll show you guys how I did it in like a more streamlined way, if that makes sense. But this thing is very cool, and I recommend checking this guy out, Le Baron Marquette. He's got some very cool stuff, and it's all parametric, so it all shrink wraps to your character. And he's pumping stuff out. It's like almost like every week there's new stuff, which is really cool and very exciting. So yeah, recommend having a look at his stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like I said, there's not really much else that I can do until I shoot the mocap, because the next few animations kind of depend on it, and I'd rather get that stuff done. But I think we got the first 2 parts done in a little over an hour, which is good. So we've got this animation here. Looks pretty cool. I like it. Nice. And then we've got, where is it? There it is. And then we've got this one. And I'm sure we'll refine them further, but they look pretty cool right now. We'll add, I think it would be cool as well in DaVinci. We'll add some like overlays and stuff of like the date and time and recording time, and you know, things like that. Really try and make this feel like some found footage, because right now this is looking very CG, right? But I think once we start adding a lot of those post effects, it's going to really come to life. So yeah, I think for now that will be me that'll be it for the live stream. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. I know it's short. Typically my live streams are shorter because I'm juggling other things, and so you know, some days it can be super long, some days it can be short, but typically I try to go a little over an hour and kind of leave it at that, because it means that if you haven't seen it or you want to rewatch it, it's not like a marathon, right? It's a bit more palatable, it's a bit more spread out, if you know what I mean. But yeah, thank you for everyone that took part in the live stream and came and said hi. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to this community growing. You know, we are on our way to 20k subscribers, which is pretty insane. You guys are loving the behind the scenes content as well for We Few Survivors on Instagram as well. One of them's like on its way to hitting 100k views on Instagram, which is insane. I've never hit that number before on Instagram, so it's really exciting. Seeing people enjoy the content I'm making, and I'm excited to see where this community goes, and what we are able to achieve together. And so yeah, thank you everyone. It's been really fun, and I'm looking forward to the next live stream. Like I said, I won't be able to stream next weekend because I'm away, and then the following weekend I will be able to stream again, and we will be back at it. Most definitely at that point, my mocap will all be recorded and we can just go at it and, you know, start doing some cool stuff with metahumans, motion capture, animating our camera, playing around with night vision. It's going to be a really fun time, so don't miss it. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your grandma's goldfish if she hasn't forgotten about him yet. But yeah, guys, I'm just going to shut up now. Thank you so much, everyone. And, well, until the next one, in a bit, lads.